Hello, welcome to our late night Zoom conference live at Pompeii on Wednesday, the 16th of December 2020. How are you out there? So, just our German English crew. You just witnessed our interpretation about Wizard of Oz and the dark side of the Wizard of Oz, or the dark side of Oz. Karina, did you see it?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. What's your opinion about that?
Yes, I saw this little dog. I have to say, I saw this little dog that she was keep on saving, that she was keep on coming back. Why she didn't take the first time to fly away.
Which anyhow wouldn't work. It 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 doesn't work to save yourself alone. We have to save us collectively. And we have to do it collectively. No, there's no way for an individual solution. And now we have to prove that we are a human mankind, that we manage to jump over our ego and do things and be optimistic to achieve things which we never did before. And so the times are times we never experienced before, and in order to be successful, you have to do things we never ever did before. And we have to be smart, we have to be intelligent, we have to enhance, optimize our options to take action. And that's what intelligence is all about. Improve our options for taking actions. And this is in every game, this is strategy to win. And only a few people are aware that we have a common enemy. And this enemy just declared war against human mankind. And so we have to stick together, so we have to organize us as mankind. And the good news is it's so easy, actually, to jump over our ego, to jump about our old programming, and we just have to stick to the plan. This is actually quite easy, and yes, it's very difficult. Because we have to go now really in this superposition. Do things which we never did before, which for 99.9% of the people around us is ridiculous and stupid. But 99.9% of the people out there are just captured in a box. They can't leave by themselves. They need a positive role model. And we have to be that positive role model. Yes, it sounds a little bit too aspired, too far-fetched. A goal that a few people are really capable to save mankind. But every big thing, every big project started with just a few people. The question is this a project which will become, as Pink Floyd put it in words in this Have a Cigar, started like hell in a negative way, but became a monster? And if not this project, then I don't know any other project who has the potential to become a monster, a positive monster. And so I am convinced we will do it. And this is the reason why I did what I did. This thing which was half a year ago for anybody in my peer group, in the group of my friends, denoted as ridiculous and stupid. And I think it more and more become aware that it absolutely makes sense what I did and what I'm doing. And if you think a bit deeper, it starts to make logic. It starts to make sense. And this is all we have to do. We have to start to organize ourselves. And today I was a little bit surprised when Telegram had a lockdown, had a shutdown. So what happens if we have a physical lockdown and an electronic lockdown starting in January, something like that, where Facebook is cancelled, and any slightly critical video on YouTube will be censored. So you have to put yourself in the shoes of your enemy. And you have to think, when this energy is a digitalized intelligence, what's the next step of our enemy will be. And if I were in the shoes of my enemy, of our enemy, I would start this physical lockdown, and then I would start electronic lockdown, apart from the mass media. So then we are really, really isolated. And then the game is over. So from my perspective, we have, yes, on one side, not much time, anything but plenty of time, but the chances we have are so fantastic. It's once in 26,000 years. And this chance we have now in our hands. We have this chance here in our hands. And it's up to us whether we take it. We are responsible to do the things God wants us to do, or whether we stick in our old paradigms. And I know that's not easy. The only thing, when I spoke about it's all about us and the M, yeah, I think you know what the M is, what M stands for. And this is the message. And this is the essence of the message. And it's as easy as that, and it's as difficult as that. And what happens, the English would say, what happens at the moment is killing two birds with one stone. Yeah, we can survive. We have all the options to survive, but we still have the option and the choice to be doomed, to lose, to distract ourselves, to commit suicide, to commit a collective suicide, and it's up to us. And so when we don't go in the right mode of action, it's okay for the universe, for this creator, that we will vanish from the face of the earth, that our souls will be captured, enslaved for the next 26,000 years. And perhaps some of those who don't go in the step, in the mode of action, in the right action, and are not able to overcome the ego, have to have this experience of learning, of this brutal learning, very harsh learning, and perhaps will have the chance in some 26,000 years again. That's all about. And I think the force which directs us now in the right mode of action is love. So it's all about love. Do we love other people? Do we love other people strong enough that we can jump about our own ego? It's not easy for us ego-centered people to bring us into such small groups and work together as a group, as a big team. And some people say people only learn by the experience of pain. And yes, there will be plenty of pain in the future of mankind. So many people may learn in this mode what has to be done. That's nature. It's on us. And you know, it's quite obvious, yeah? This whole process starts in Germany, Austria. I don't know why, but it seemed that the others are even more brainwashed, like we.
Today I was thinking about the suicide topic we had. And as I told you yesterday, that the brother of my boyfriend, he's very sick, and his sister also. So there are 4 siblings, and 2 of them, the oldest, they have a sickness that is very seldom. It's even less than 100 times in the world. So there's no research. Okay. It's a gene defect, and they're very, very thin, and they cannot absorb nutrients from the food. So the sister, she is even sicker than the brother, but she's lively. She is ready to live. She wants to live, and she's handling this. And the brother has decided that he cannot live with this. And everybody tells him, oh yeah, I understand that you feel this way because it is so hard for you to live with this condition. And if I talk to the sister, she tells me, you know what? I don't want to talk about this because I don't get it. I'm still alive, I'm living, and I'm deciding to live. And this is a situation like this, I think, because if some other people watch us or see us and we say, we can't live anyway like this, so we're doing suicide, we're planning to die. And it's so difficult, this programming that is keeping you there where you are. And you know, when you go where you have to be, you will get out of control because you have to deprogram yourself. Yeah. That you have to build something new. You have to let go of the old. You have to realize you cannot save it. And I don't know, this is an obstacle I can't overcome.
Okay. You know the situation in Star Wars when Luke Skywalker uh, landed and puts his airship into this little lake I told you about. Oh, Master, moving stones around is one thing. Getting the spaceship out of this lake is something totally different. No, not different. Only different to your mind. You have to unlearn what you have learned. Okay, Master, give it a try. No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try. And you have to decide. And when you say in loud words, you say first the things to yourself, it's so difficult. Then it's difficult. If you say this programming is so tough, yes, it became tough. You make it with your thinking. I am what I think. All that I am, I am what I think. All that I am arises with my thoughts. With my thoughts, I make my world. So you are a divine being. You are able to unlearn. You are able to program you in the way that's most beneficial to you and your tribe. You are able to do it. You are able to deprogram your belief system. You are able to program your value system. The both of us agree that the center, or the star, the aim of that what we are is our mission, to reach our mission, to accomplish our mission. And when the mission is clear, you can start, you have a compass. And you reprogram your belief system, you reprogram your value system. And at the end of the day, you will reach your goal, your mission. And they did everything in our education to condition us in a way that we are, in a way, suicidal. And we are able to deprogram us to become really divine beings, which are able to accomplish their mission. And you are you have a beautiful mind, and I'm sure that you can do everything what you really want. Just give off some things you think you have to stick to. And at the end, you will help those where you think they are more or less damned, or where you don't see any exit. But this exit is there and broad, and we have to understand that we have to be the leader of the future we want to have. And a leader have to go forward, has to start going down the road. Even if those who are important for you and are beloved by you don't follow you in the first place. but your love will attract them. Your leadership will be respected. In the first place, you never experienced the feeling, or you perhaps did not experience that feeling as often like me. Many times in my life, I decided, and for me, I have to go down a special road. And I knew that the people around me will leave. I have to go alone. And so my first wife, yes, she couldn't stand it when I decided to go down with this mineral project. I had a lot of
Andreas, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. So I had a bunch of financial problems when I had to step out of my first company. And then I had this next idea with this mineralic technology, and I had to get wherever a really big amount of money. And for my first wife, this was not possible. I was crazy. But I know it is possible. It will be possible, and in the way I go forward, I will make it, and she can't do it. She can't come along. So it took a lot of time, but now she profits again from some financial benefits. So what the thought these days was, I will ruin them totally. But the opposite had happened. Yeah. But it was beyond her fantasy, her imagination. And if I did what she wanted me to do, I would destroy my life and also the life of my daughter and my ex-wife. So now she had again the benefits from some financial success for myself. And I think nobody should hinder somebody else going down the way of his mission. And I think we need really intelligent people. Intelligent people who not just have a beautiful mind, but also a beautiful heart. And I would, so I don't recollect myself when you have been my seminar. Yeah, there is something. But as I experience you here and now, you have a beautiful mind and you have a beautiful heart. And such people we do need. Yeah? These are really leaders. And so you have a vast potential. And your potential, yeah, when you do it now in Hamburg, could be cut off from one day to the other. When they just cut the net down, when they just bring Instagram or Telegram or those social medias just down. And they will do it. Because this is a war. They just started. And there's no return. The point of return is gone. They crossed the Rubicon. And there's no way back. And there's no other chances for us to be successful, to make this plan happen. And so we lost it the last time. It may be 20,000 years ago. It might be even 100 years ago, 100,000 years ago. So this is a one chance, not just in a lifetime. This is a one chance in thousands, many thousand, maybe hundreds of thousand years. And the time frame that we now step in the right mode of action is very short, very brief. I know all those challenges. However, I did it in my past several times. I had this feeling I had to go the way down. You know, I felt those guys out there, those assassins. I just felt them. And then I made some pictures. The car who normally observes me from the parking site over there was gone. And another car was exactly here on the door with this all black bag. And it was clear they will come now into this apartment. So when there was a first try to assassinate me, yeah, so I started to get connected with detectives and so on. They told me there are two groups. One is the observer group, and the other is a group that takes action. Yeah, but I sensed them, and then I saw them, and at last I hear them when they were in front of the door, at the door. But I did the right thing. Without having done that, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't have any chance. So it was a step in the plan. I had to prove myself against whomever. It was a kind of assessment center. I had to do it. I had to give up my life. I had to be in a mode that my life doesn't matter. So they come now in and they have a fight. And so my life is gone. I was just in the mode, how many of them I will take with me. And that was Sun Tzu. I scared them more than they scared me. So I did it all, I made all the experience. So it was an important seminar for me. I was called it. It was the release seminar. You have to release everything. You have to be able to get everything from yourself. To don't hang on anything you have. So what I'm doing here, I spend all my money in that. Many people say I'm totally nuts. Andreas, what are you doing? You just give away your money? For what? So I believe in that. I'm just an investor in a quite funny and high-aiming project. So I did it a couple of times before and I was always successful. And we will be successful. Because I don't think that mankind is so stupid not to grasp it, not to let this chance go away. For normal people, this sounds so ridiculous that a couple of people, starting with one single stupid crazy guy, will save the world. Yes, and it always goes this way. There is one guy who has an idea, who just has an idea. Everything what you see in this world, in this material, started with an idea, which become a monster. So we all times making this logical fallacy about appeal to tradition. So something which has to happen one time in 100,000 of years to get the idea, this project, yes, this will start, this will really take off. A project which happened one time in 100,000 of years. Come on, if you're going down with statistics or with probability calculations, no. It's not the time for calculation of probabilities. It's the time of the feeling, yes, we will do it. It sounds so ridiculous, but if you really look out and identify the plan, this movie with this Wizard of Oz, those Pink Floyd music, yeah, those pyramids of Gizeh, this line of culture, they made this all, that we make it now. And we have now this help from the seventh dimension. Or call it God. And it's now the time when we have the chance to identify God, to get a more realistic, less naive picture of God, what God is. So this is the time when we really understand so much, improve our situation so much, get in contact with other civilizations, get in contact with inner earth. So we have now a chance which is so beautiful, which guide us in a future which is so unbelievably beautiful. And on the other side, we see a plan rolled out, which is so dark, where you just see slavery and pain. And I don't make the stuff up at the moment. So we are really on this crossroad. And we just have to reprogram ourselves. We just have to unlearn what we have learned. It's actually so easy. So, and you know, I'm down the way 15 years to improve my health. And health is always connected with intelligence. To make up your mind, to see clearer the things. To experiment with all kind of stuff, but not in a stupid way, in an intelligent way. So I experienced now isopropyl alcohol, and my play, my, how you call it, all my toys, my alchemistic toys. So I really had a very exciting life in the last 20 years, something like that. It was many times a roller coaster, but it always get up. And now the roller coaster has vast potential in the direction of heaven, sky. And I think we are quite special people here. And we will make it. We just have to unlearn what we have learned. It's easy if you want it to be easy. If you don't tell yourself it's difficult, it's easy. It's playful. If you want it, that's it. That becomes easy. If you really want it, it will become easy. It's all about auto-suggestions. And so what I learned from you, sometimes you use auto-suggestions which are a little bit limiting you. To put it in charming words.
For example?
It's so difficult. I can't deprogram myself.
Maybe it's a program with the family and with the loyalty. It's a program.
Yeah, sure, it's a program. And you are a divine being, you can change it.
I don't know, but I think there's a reason why God has given you this kind of people that you are born with.
Yes. And you have to protect them. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to experience pain. So if you do the right things, you will help them. In another way, they think that you will help them. In another way, they demand that you help them. But in a much more efficient way. You tell them you will come back. And you will come back. And you may promise them that you will find a way to really help them. And not just, this German proverb, this geteiltes Leid ist halbes Leid. No, that's stupid. There must be no pain. If we do the right things, we will minimize pain. And those people out there, they think they have to protest now, and gradually they will use violence. Stupid violence. Because when you are inside a prison, yeah, and those prison keepers, when you are so close to them, there will be a breakout of violence in order that you have the option to break free. But if you go away, when you put some distance between you and them, there has not to be any violence. We just use the time to organize ourselves. So it's now all about to speed up or start this process of self-organization. This process needs time. And we will be faster with this process of self-organization than they perform this process of injection our whole society. And when they smell that they will lose, those stupid guys who just stick to orders and process orders will think again, will think, oh, we are losing, they are losing. And when they smell that they are losing, and there are special things you can do if you apply Sun Tzu, they change the frontiers, they change the sides. So we can perform this psychological war in a very smart way. And believe me, those who designed this plan did everything that this plan is extremely smart. It's beyond conception of normal people. And it's beyond your way of thinking. Because if it would be in the line, in the box of your thinking, it wouldn't work. So it was the plan of a genius, of an absolute genius. So this guy had to convince this society, which was doomed, for this joint process to build the pyramids. Yeah, so they just not build it because they are so nice. It was a guy who convinced the whole mankind. We have to do that. We have to build the pyramids in that and that way. We have to build this equator around the globe. This equator of cultural sites. So it was a monumental project. And he convinced the whole society. It was this process started with one guy, with one idea. Everything started with one guy and one idea. So this guy started this process to make this possible, what just happens now. So he convinced millions of people. The whole society, which was doomed anyhow, some 26,000 years ago. And he was so convincing that they really did it. So it's now my task to convince you that this plan is a work of a genius. And it will work. We will
Andreas?
succeed. Yeah.
Just a question. Do you mean that I can build the pyramids also in another place, or should be in Lavantal? Is it possible to do it here? Because I know a few people, and may I can do that right now here.
Okay, I show you something. All times when I'm looking, was. Nine. Always as. Okay. Do you know whether there's such a landscape in Spain? So I know from Pink Floyd, there's a meeting point in Austria. I know there's a meeting point in Florida, the Keys. And so Alexander Laurent said something about central Spain. But this location is not clear to me. But, you know, this is just a word from Alexander Laurent, and just when he used one word, it's for me not enough that I forward this plan to you. So only if the things he is saying matches with the things I discovered, yeah, then I say yes. So he once said central Spain. And yes, so there is another meeting point, yeah, on the world. And it looks like that. I don't know where it is. Yeah. So this meeting point must fit the definition of Sun Tzu of a territory, probably in the mountains, far away from some military bases, where it is not easy to be attacked. However, it will start in Austria, and we will show the world what is possible. So it starts in Austria, and so what will happen in Austria is the time decisive thing. So it's a bottleneck of all. So when you see what we will do in Austria, the process proceeds in your area much faster. And so it's always in the mountains or in an area in California where you have the swamp, yeah. So where it is not easy for the attacker to attack you, where it's very easy to defend yourself, yeah. So not inside big cities, yeah. Yeah, this is a hopeless territory. You have to get out of the big cities. You have to have a meeting point. And Alexander Laurent said something about central Spain. It's always all. It's also a place where the people from Great Britain should go to after Alexander Laurent. However, the situation in Spain is less dangerous like in Germany. Yeah. So decisive things, yeah, will happen in Germany and the United States. And when it becomes clear that we build our tribe, our pyramids, then those who follow this dark plan will be overwhelmed and will surrender quite early. However, yes, it's sure it's that you gather, and Tenerife is, I think, a good point, a good area. So, okay, I make a brainstorming. So, Lynn, you are now the first in Spain, yeah? And Tenerife has also a nice mountain area. Yeah? So I would say Tenerife is a good place. Is it a coincidence that you, as a first member of Spanish people, join our group? So my first thinking is we have to meet, the Spanish people have to meet exactly where you are. For the moment, I think
I know a few.
Okay,
I
then
may have a group
yes. And so my
or
first
a
assumption
pyramid.
is that it's exactly where you are. The people have to go. So you are now the Spanish leader.
Okay, good.
At least this makes sense. So we are all guided who are here. Yeah? And there's a reason for that. That you are now asking this question. And from my perspective, Tenerife, there is not so much Spanish military forces. You have the mountains, and also those who are on the way with some ships, sailing boats, something like that. It's easy to reach your area. I think Tenerife is good.
Okay, so I can stay here and build the pyramids
Yes, and
here.
you build your group.
I knew a few
Yeah.
people.
And you start exactly where you are.
Okay.
And with friends, you have a survey about the mountains, the mountain areas. Yeah. So, which are quite close
Yeah.
to where you are. Yes, I think if I would be Sun Tzu and think about Spain, I would think about Tenerife.
Also, Hitler has had a house on Tenerife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should visit this house
Yeah, do it.
or
Do
this
it.
area.
Yeah. But anyhow, make a graffiti on the wall. He's an asshole. Hitler. Yeah? Not
I know.
to make things here unclear. So he was the worst stupid idiot, the worst spy against the German people. Nobody did so much pain like Hitler. He was really a useful, stupid idiot. We have never to forget. Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
know.
did not understand anything, and if you don't understand anything, you have to shut up. But perhaps this is a hint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
question. Thanks. Are there any other questions?
Can I say one thing in German? It can take about 80 seconds.
Okay. Once again,
Also es ist nicht der elegante Weg, den ich jetzt gehe, aber es ist so, der elegante Weg wird so aussehen, dass ich Anna nochmal kontaktiere und sie bitte dir weiterzuleiten, was ich gesehen habe. Und zwar, aber das geht nicht, weil ich momentan keine Sprachnachrichten machen kann. Also Folgendes, ich bin der Meinung, heute in einem meiner Lieblingslieder sowas Ähnliches entdeckt zu haben wie du bei Pink Floyd. Und Anna schien nicht so überzeugt davon, aber ich bin mir, also für mich sah es doch prägnant aus und ich würde dafür stehen. Also ich bitte dich, Anna zu bitten, dir das weiterzuleiten. Ich übernehme die Verantwortung dafür.
Okay, gut. Okay, danke, Christa. Thanks. So what are the next steps we have to do? So Thomas, a very big thank you for you in your direction that you disclose that you informed us about this possible planning.
Yeah, no need to thank me. I think it's a must for me to doing this in this way, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
And do you think in the Austrian military you have a lot of open-minded people who think, who love their country and their people?
I just had a talk about this in the German Zoom meeting. I think it's a very how should I say? I think there are so many people they were open-minded for that what we are doing here, but they go in the morning to the barracks in the work, they make their duty, they go home, and then they say, okay, I don't put on my mask and I live my way like I want to. On the other hand, the leaders, the very big leaders from the Austrian military, they are very loyal to the government. So it's a very difficult way to say how the people will act in future. But what I know is that the big leaders in the Austrian military are very loyal. They will never say something against the government. And I think that will be the problem in the
Okay.
future for us
And-
as
and-
militaries.
Okay, and will they shoot on their own people?
I think that's a question. I don't think that any soldier will shoot at their own people.
And this is a decisive point.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and when they don't do that,
Then they all have a problem if they have the shooting order.
yeah.
But I think, as I said to my leader, I said, if we are going to against our people, I will throw my weapon, I will throw my shield, I will throw my helm to the ground, and I will switch the positions.
You know, and in this plan, yeah, plan will only work out if this civilization of the future has a military. So, you know, the system of the heuristic system, they only can exist inside the system. They are not needed outside the system. The politicians are not needed outside. But the military is important for us. So we, as a people, will always support our military people, and we will honor them. Yeah, we know that they are important.
For me, it's difficult to say. My first idea to get a soldier was that I wanted to help people, and
Yes.
that's what I did the last 14, 15,
And,
20 years. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. And you know, this value of loyalty is extremely important. So the military people expect and will expect, and they will gain a lot of respect by us, the people, because we understand how important loyalty is. We will be loyal to them. And the thing, what we will never do, we will never ever attack the military. So even if the military would shoot on us, I think we would not shoot back. Yes?
Yeah.
Because we are loyal, and we will show them we do understand them, and we respect their value of loyalty. And I don't think that the big leaders in Austria, those politicians, who are actually not the real leaders, yeah, are able to be loyal to their military man. So they will the military people, the generals, the higher ranking officers will sense that they are very important for us. So, and we will show them that we are not no crazy hippies or something like that. Yeah, we are no Hare Krishna people or something like that.
Yeah,
So
I know,
we are
I know.
decent, reasonable people, understanding how important the military is. And we will share our food with them. And it's very obvious that our monetary system will crash. Yeah? And so you as a military man will be paid with paper, with worthless papers or worthless digits on your bank account. But from us you will get food. So we have to know that we have to support the military people. If they need food, they will get food from us. We will not attack any military people. That's extremely important. And we will do everything to support them. And we honor military people. We extremely honor military people thinking like you.
I think it's a point of the right way thinking, you know, and I think it's a thing of giving. We as a military give you protection or something like that, and so you can give us your honor or your food or your
Yes,
thanks.
so we will support you. And
yes, thanks.
this is part of the plan, that we will support you in a better and more efficient way than the others. This is an important part of this game. We have to support our military people, and we will never ever attack military people. Because, you know, you are anyhow a little bit like structured like that. Yeah? And you will become more effective if you self-organize yourself in groups between 3 and 5. Yeah? This is more or less a military organization. And we have to make it clear from the very first step, from the very beginning, that we are on the side of our military. Even if they start to shooting on us. This sounds a little bit ridiculous. But we will never ever attack military people. We will fight or something like that, but we will never ever attack a military man. And we will provide them with food, with our food. We will share our food with them. That was clear for me from the very beginning. Decent people with a feeling heart, by time they know on which side they actually are. So very important. No way to attack any military man. And we need you, also after this. Because we value this archetype of warrior. Yeah. We really value warriors. And warriors are not thugs. Yes? A real warrior is a smart guy with a big heart, a courageous, brave man. And we value such values. We will never ever attack any military man. That's a promise. I stay to my word.
And I on mine, so I will stay.
Good to know. By time you feel how powerful this plan is, it's extremely smart and extremely powerful. We just have to do the right things. And their plan is anyhow at this point of time out of control.
100% powerful plan.
Yes. So when I was a youngster, one role model of myself was really Gandhi. This powerless, how we call it, this resistance, this peaceful resistance. Peaceful, this resistance without violence. Yes, we have to defend ourselves, but in the most smartest and most effective way. And we have to know in the first place who we have to ally with. And it's all about the right belief system, a powerful belief system and a powerful system of values. And I think military men have a very strong, very powerful set of values. And if they open their eye, those politicians or media makers don't have a human set of values. So we are, with our set of values and our set of belief system, very close to military people. We have to stay to our word. Loyalty is an extremely important value. So this is clear, yeah. The monetary system will break down quite soon. And then it's very important to have food. And so it's very important that I share you this information how to make food out of nothing, like ash, like wooden ash, which is extremely rich in nutrients when you prepare them in the right way. So it's funny that all my life I'm collecting things, knowledge you really need now. It's all about to treat people in a medical, nutritional way, very intelligent. To know what we have to do when there are some health problems in our group. So we have to learn a lot, and therefore we want to start now to translate my nutrition seminar in Spanish, in Portuguese, in French, in Turkish. It's that Turkish or Turkey language? No. Turkish. Turkey language, sorry. And people all over the world have to be aware what is possible. How beautiful it will be to live in small villages, yeah, very close to nature. And this is not a contradiction to live in a high-tech society. So if you are effective working in small groups, you will have access to really smart high technology. But a technology which is safe to human people, which did not use them as guinea pigs. And all we have to do, we have to organize ourselves in the way which it is shown. And you know, it's so funny, yeah, that I'm living now in this apartment, in this house. We just need my ex-girlfriend throw us out of the house, and my son and myself. I was in a seminar near the Swiss border, and on the way back, my son called me, "Papa, I found something in the internet, you have to go there." No, I don't want to have a partner, I want a house. No, Papa, you go there. Okay, I think, no, don't think about, you have to go. I have here the phone number, you call him now. Papa, you call him now. Okay. So then I called this guy. Normally he lives in a town called Bad Tölz. So I called him. Okay. Yeah, I'm just there by coincidence. Yeah, normally I would be away anyhow. So 3 hours after that, I was here. And the funny thing, this guy was the mayor of a town where 2 years ago I gave a presentation, and he was a speaker before I spoke. Yeah, and though he and his wife recognized myself, and yeah, there were some other guys who wanted to get this apartment, and when I want something, I really want something, then I drove with my son to his side some hours, and so we managed. It was quite a coincidence that I'm now here, and it was not so easy to pay the first rents for me. So, and now if you, in your navigation system, yeah, you put in German Sanctustorstraße 70, yes, you will find only one in Germany, perhaps only one worldwide. Sanctustorstraße 7. It's just you put in Sanctustorstraße 7. You will only find one, and this is here. And you know, this is a 7D chess play. And we need to find this. What's Tor? This hole, this cavity, this gate, sorry.
Gate.
We have to find this holy gate. This is the Holy Gate Street. Yeah. And if you write it in German, this is just here. And here we have to play the 7-dimension chess game. There are so many coincidences, yeah? Then I have to state, okay, it seems to be it's just my job. For me, there are too much coincidences that I can argue about, explain it with common thinking. Just put in Sanctustorstraße in any German map system. There's only one in Germany. Holy Gate Street. So, what's going on here? And so, when this Alexander Laurent spoke about this 7-dimension game, I never ever thought about 7-dimension. But I knew there is something which know things which will happen some decades after. And this is pretty clear. So, and there's a force, a very powerful force, which has this broad view over time and is strongly on our side. And I think this is very positive. So we have the most strong and powerful alliance, brother, sister on our side you can think of. And I think this is good news. And the others just have a very short plan, or even no plan, no horizon. So how should anybody else find this holy gate? I already occupied it. There is no other. And even those police guys tried to occupy this gate. They didn't match. Did you ever heard such a crazy story? And you know, I know this Wizard of Oz thing, this Dark Side of Oz. But I just forwarded it today by coincidence. Yes? And you know, perhaps 5% of what actually happens in this movie. I just find it just by coincidence. And you raise a blade, and in this moment, this blade comes up. So, and I just found it today by coincidence. This is too much coincidence to be coincidence. And now, for 6 months, I give these little presentations, day after day, and now 2 days, 2 presentations, one day, one in German, one in English. And you may admit it's still not boring. Or?
Going international will never be boring.
Yeah. But, you know, starting this process is okay. there's a voice in myself, a power, whatever you call it. I have to do it. And when I started, I was aware of some very powerful ideas. But I did know that I have to start the process. You only know the road when you go down the road. Yeah? And you have to start to go. And so many people want to make up their mind and want to be sure about every single step. And therefore, they never start. So, and if you start, you have to trust into a divine being. You have to be sure that there is a divine being which guides you. Without that, you would never ever do it. So without that, you would prepare on every evening for many hours and for every interview. But you would never ever do that 2 times a day, Zoom calls. If you wouldn't know that you are guided. You cannot prepare that all. It's not possible that. You know those normal politicians. They have their speak. They put it in words. And they how we call it? Springs to mind a little bit later. So they have to rehearse it. Yeah? And so I'm doing this thing without any rehearsal. I just do it day after day. You would not be able to do that if you are not strongly convinced of yourself that you are guided and you're just doing the right things. Because you are guided, because it's not just me who's doing that, who's talking that to you, but there's an intelligence, something like that, in myself, in my body, in my brain, wherever, which put together these words. And this intelligence not just guides me, but wants and thinks it has to guide you all. And yeah, whatever you call it. But I feel it's very strong connected to myself. And this intelligence knows what it is doing. That it does not want to harm anybody of you. It just wants to save you. It wants to save the planet, and at least it wants to save itself. But we all together are part of this being. This being cannot exist without you. This being will also die when you die. So this is not a one-way road. It's not a one-way street. We need this being, and this being needs us. And I'm just a messenger who translates this feeling, this voice, in these words you hear. It's all about us and them, whoever M is. Okay, I think that's enough for today, for tonight, for this evening. Any more questions? Okay. then please feel my big hug. Yeah. Thank you for being there.
Thank you, Andreas. Good night.
Thank you.